The conduct of the citizens of Boston, notwithstanding some statements of a different import, it is believed, may be well vindicated from the charge of having rashly occasioned the awful catastrophe of the 5th of March, 1770. It is true that the minds of the people were greatly irritated, and that some individuals were abusive in their language towards the military. But whenever examination was carefully made, it appeared that the soldiers were the first to assault, to threaten, and to apply contemptuous epithets to the inhabitants. Every circumstance connected with this wanton and sanguinary event is important to be noticed. The people were provoked beyond endurance, and they can be justly accused only of resisting a fierce and vindictive soldiery at the hazard of life. The soldiers, when they left their barracks and strolled about the town, frequently carried large clubs, for the purpose, no doubt, of assaulting the people, though with a pretense for their own safety. In consequence of these various quarrels, and of the violent threats of the soldiers that they would be avenged, when in truth they had been the rude aggressors, the minds of the citizens were greatly alarmed. The soldiers, ever since the fatal day of their arrival, have treated us with an insolence which discovered in them an early prejudice against us, as being that rebellious people which our implacable enemies had maliciously represented us to be. They landed in the town with all the appearance of hostility, they marched through the streets with all the ensigns of triumph, and evidently designed to subject the inhabitants to the severe discipline of a garrison. They have been continuing their enormities by abusing the people, rescuing prisoners out of the hands of justice, and even firing upon the inhabitants in the street, when in the peace of God and the King. And when we have applied for redress in the course of the law of the land, our magistrates and courts of justice have appeared to be overawed by them, and such a degree of mean submission has been shewn to them as has given the greatest disgust even to the coolest and most judicious persons in the community. Such has been the general state of the town. This horrid transaction has occasioned the greatest anxiety and distress in the minds of the inhabitants, who have ever since been necessitated to keep their own military watch. It is the unanimous opinion of this meeting that the inhabitants and soldiery can no longer live together in safety, that nothing can rationally be expected to restore the peace of the town and prevent further blood and carnage, but the immediate removal of the troops.